Today on Cityline, decorate with flair.
Fell in love, by the way, with this Mitchell gold sofa in the turquoise.
I want to know how many people would be daring enough.
How many?
Would you do Oh, they would. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put those hands up.
Make your own map art.
But I want to show you how simple it is, because you don't actually have to use a ruler, but you do have to use a very, very sharp knife.
Careful with that knife.
You want to be careful, especially with the kids, right? I'm wearing a Band-Aid for a reason, right? So.
The latest trends.
Combining yellow and gray.
Look at what you did with your nails.
Well,
Can we show them, please? Because she's really committed, is what she is. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Now, we haven't done one of these shows in a very long time. It's Dabble magazine. It is an online magazine, and it's everything that we love about decor and food and travel. We're going to get into it today. The theme is Spanish, but first meet the boys. Michael Bonaccini, Shai Tomasi DeLuca. We will talk to them a little bit later. Looks beautiful. We're going to start with Kimberly Seldon, the originator of Dabble magazine. Hello, Kimberly.
Hola, I should say hola.
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 So, as I mentioned, the theme is Español. So we're talking about design inspiration from Barcelona, which you absolutely love.
Oh, I do. This was on my second trip there, and I got to spend 2 weeks taking photographs for Dabble. And what I really love about it, of course, we all go because of the architecture. There's this incredible wild mosaics from Gaudi, and just that undulating facade that looks like dragons' backs and all that kind of stuff. So it sort of sets the stage, because you know anybody who lives in that city is influenced by this particular architect, as well as all the traditional architecture, but they're a little bit more adventurous.
Right.
So as you're walking around, as you're looking in shops, as you're buying shoes, you're going to see more color, you're going to see more pattern, you're going to just see a little bit more spicy mix on the street, like fashion statements, but also in the houses. Like, it was really fun to visit interiors. Unlike, you know, here at home, people tend to be a little bit more classic, a little bit more conservative. In Spain, they tend to play with a lot more color and pattern. So we wanted to bring that home.
And I remember even last year you were sort of like, I'm kind of sick of greige. We need to start experimenting with a little bit of color and come out of our shelves and really put some personality into our spaces.
Well, that's it. Life is short. You know, really, at the end of the day, you don't want to be so focused on resale value that you miss having some fun, right? You know what I mean? So anyway, we wanted to create a feeling of a Spanish set, and we went to LT because they've got such great inventory. Fell in love, by the way, with this Mitchell gold sofa in the turquoise.
I want to know how many people would be daring enough.
How many?
Would you do Oh, they would. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put those hands up. Yes. Okay. Quite a few people.
Next month, my condo is going to be in Cityline magazine, and I have a turquoise sofa. So you'll see a turquoise
we're all on your
sofa.
side then.
So you're all on my side, but I have all black walls.
Oh,
I know. A little bit
nice.
of drama.
You know what? I remember you saying that's the direction you were going in, but I never saw the end result. So
you're going to see
it in Cityline magazine.
Next month in Cityline magazine. That's right.
Okay, so take a little bit of a risk if you're looking for Spanish-inspired design.
The reality is there's no pattern on this, so this clearly can become a neutral when it's large enough. You add the pillows, you give them a little bit more of a grounded, neutral base to it, and suddenly it becomes kind of a wow factor. But it's not overwhelming. It's really not overwhelming. And then we've got the white coffee table playing off the white pillows. But what's fun about a white coffee table is all the things you can do with the top of it. You could do a collection of colorful glass. You can do any sort of object collection you have. I'm a big reader, so I love to have books on the table. And I find when people come over, you know, they'll pick one up, they'll take a look through. Maybe it's a cookbook, maybe one of, you know, Michael Bonaccini's cookbooks. That's always a conversation starter. And then I can tell everybody that I know him and he's so cute. He's here. He's
really
listening. He's really adorable. So the other thing that I saw a lot of in Spain, just like here at home, that industrial influence. So lots of rugged steel and things like that. But what's interesting about Spain's big carnivores. So when you're in the restaurants,
like their meat.
They like their meat. They like their sangria, and they like their meat.
Yes.
So when you see something like pelts in Europe, in Barcelona, they're probably going to be the real thing. Here at home, we're far more comfortable with the faux. So these are some faux pelts that you can throw on for texture. moisture. Obviously, something like that you're going to roll up and put away in the summertime, but in the wintertime, psychologically, it really helps to warm up that white leather chair, you know, when the weather outside turns kind of ugly as it does here.
Right, and you know what's really nice about this, and you mentioned this, when you've got this big pop of color, you've gone really sort of muted elsewhere with your decor, which is what makes it work.
You really do want to focus where you're putting the attention. I think we're going to even talk a little bit more about that later on in the show.
What about that piece of art?
Isn't that fun? I love that. I love the idea that anything you find in your life can be artwork. You know, I've framed comic books, I've framed, you know, photographs. This is a wonderful wrought iron collection, really reminiscent of that kind of undulating wrought iron work that you see all over the streets of Barcelona. Right. So we thought it really gave kind of a casual nod. We all get inspired by travel. We do. We go on vacation to whatever city, you come home, you say, I want a little feeling of that in my house. And it's really easy to do. You just want to make sure you're staying true to where you actually live. Right. So we live in Canada, keep it warm, you know, for the most part, be conservative in your choices, make a statement if you want with something elegant like this. But I think this color is going to have long, long legs. I'm not worried about it being out of fashion.
No, I think there's something very traditional about it, actually, that's going to last forever. So the only thing we're missing really is the sangria here. So let's go get that while we go to break. More coming up. Stay with us for Dabble Mag.
Coming up, a savory salad.
When do we get to the meat?
Goes over now. That's
is that at the very end? That's what I'm sort of waiting for.
That's coming up now. We're just going to add a couple more of the seedling greens.
Yes, some greens.
Ice, the intriguing darkness of Tia Maria, a hint of vodka, an espresso, and coffee beans for the final touch. When the sun goes down, Tia Maria.
Wow, our third date. I'm into this, but I wonder if she is. I'll take that as a yes.
The 2013 Chevrolet Cruze with mileage system to connect with what really matters. Chevrolet.
He's such a picky eater, I wasn't sure he was getting all the nutrition he needs. So my pediatrician recommended Pediasure Complete.
Pediasure Complete offers balanced nutrition with nutrients like calcium, iron, and protein to help support normal growth and development for your peace of mind.
Dabble magazine today on the show, and their theme has been Spanish and Barcelona-inspired design. We thought we would take a little bit of a look at the food as well. So Michael Bonaccini is here, as I told you off the top of the show. You're going to make a manchego and orange salad.
I certainly am.
Very Spanish-inspired, yes?
Very Spanish. Manchego cheese coming from La Mancha, the orange is from Valencia, and the jamón is from Iberico. So beautiful combination.
I just want you to say those things again. I don't know what they meant.
I'll say them as I go along.
Yes, very good. Now, we mentioned, I know you're going to use that orange in a second, but we talked about meat.
Yes,
Kimberly talked about, look at that big
these are the hams that
piece
Kimberly
of meat.
had seen hanging up, that's right.
They're everywhere, huh?
You go to cafes, restaurants, little bars, they'll be hanging up. They'll take them down, slice off a ration for you, and eat it right there on the spot with a coffee or a glass of wine, and away you go. Delicious, very casual.
Okay, so sorry, continue with your orange.
Orange salad. So the first thing we want to do is peel our orange, and these are Valencia oranges. You can use navel oranges, or later in the season, the wonderful blood oranges come in, and they are just exquisite.
Yeah.
So to peel it, a good sharp knife, and you just want to follow the skin around to remove off the skin and the pith. That bitter white pith portion right here.
You want as little of that as possible, right?
Exactly, because that's got the bitterness to it.
Yeah.
So once you've got your first couple of slices, you're just following your knife around this whiter edge there, and it just is a nice guideline for you to remove all the skin.
Well, you make it look very easy. I usually chop half of the orange off when I take off the skin.
That's why you've got to buy extra oranges when you do the salad.
Yes, or
just
very
so you have
sharp
some left
knives.
through. That's it, exactly. And just trimming off the bottom pieces there. Once that's done, I'm just going to tidy up a little bit more. We can then slice our orange.
Okay.
Not too thick, not too thin. And I'm doing it crosswise because this is exactly how I ate the salad when I was in Spain. But if you are a little bit fussy, you can certainly take the orange that you've peeled and then segment it. And all you're going to do is take your knife and insert it in that segment line.
Yes, that is being a little fussy, Michael.
It is a little fussy, but it is just a great way to elevate this kind of a salad. And you have wonderful segments without any of the connective tissue there.
Right.
Beautiful base to the salad.
Okay, so you're starting with a fresh orange.
Correct. Then we're going to add some wonderful Belgium endive around the outer edge, because it's all about colors, texture, and taste.
Yeah.
Pretty much as Kimberly's been saying.
Now, would you say this is more of a, is it more of a lunch? Is it a dinner? Is this mid-afternoon?
This can work in both ways. It can be a wonderful appetizer. It could be a wonderful main course. It certainly is something that could be served family style. Very, very easy to do. We then add some roasted artichokes, or you can use canned artichokes, which makes life a whole lot easier. We just place 2 or 3 of these around the salad.
Very nice.
Just easy like that.
Will you find when you travel, is it easier for you to just come back and replicate the recipes you've eaten?
It's the inspiration that makes you decide, geez, I want to do a recipe like that. I may not be able to get all the ingredients, but I'm going to go out and get as many as I can, but I'm going to be inspired by that trip.
Right.
Wonderful Marcona olives, again, coming from Spain, the absolute world best olives.
Okay.
These have been roasted and salted, very delicious.
Yum.
And again, some Arbequina olives from Spain, green and black.
Well, you talk about inspiration. See, these are combos people wouldn't necessarily think of putting all together.
Exactly right.
Unless you had had it and had it done right.
That's exactly the way it is. To make my dressing, I take a little bit of the orange juice, squeeze over the top, and a little sherry vinegar.
Wow.
Just a touch of sherry vinegar, and then a good lashing of good Spanish olive oil.
When do we get to the meat?
Goes over now. That's
is that
coming
at the
up.
very end? That's what I'm sort of waiting
That's
for.
coming up now. We're just going to add a couple more of the seedling greens.
Yes, some greens, because it is a salad, people.
It is salad-esque. We then got our manchego cheese, and this is the manchego cheese, and it's very distinctive because of its basket weave rind.
And how would you describe the taste? Is it like a Parmesan?
No, it is more like a, it's a sheep's milk cheese, so it's very mild, maybe a little bit like a very mild goat cheese, but again, noticed by its aerated compaction to it. Very delicious. Then we take our ham.
Yay!
This has been pre-sliced for me because it is just the world's finest style of prosciutto. It goes around the outside, as many slices as you would like. And when I had this salad in Spain, we were told, eat from the outside and then leave the orange part to last, and that's like a little dessert.
Like dessert.
Perfect.
That's very nice, and a healthy dessert at that. Take a look at that, everybody. We're going to put that on our website, Cityline.ca. Very nice. All right, so here's someone we didn't meet at the beginning of the show. It's Nicholas Rosacci. A little DIY for us. We know you're the DIY guy with Dabble magazine.
That's right, and we've got an excellent DIY for you today that is totally less is more when it comes to its design aesthetic. So all about cutouts. I'm not sure if you've heard about cutouts being so hot in fashion.
Of course I have. So you see cutouts in, you see it in clothing, you see it in shoes, it's everywhere, and we know that there's always that link between fashion and decor. So we're doing cutouts, but you're doing them in sort of an interesting way, because you're using maps.
We are. So since the trend is all over the map, I got to thinking about maps, and then I thought, oh my gosh, what can we do with a map that's kind of, plays homage to this hot trend at the moment.
Right.
So really simple. You're going to go out and get yourself either your little travel map that you can get at the gas station inexpensively, or you can go online, Google Maps. This one is of New York. Just print any map on white paper, and then you're going to take an X-Acto knife, and you're just going to start to remove all the buildings and landmarks. Not the streets, because you need the streets. The streets are what make it very chic, right?
Okay, so you're getting rid of all of the block areas.
All of the blocked areas
in between. That's got to take a little while.
Well, with this one in particular, it's really small, right? So what we did with the Toronto map, actually, which is really tiny as well, we enlarged it at Kinko's. You can see it's very, very, very small on that piece over there.
Oh my goodness!
That would take you like hours, right? So.
Yes. You didn't do that though.
I didn't do that. No. I just enlarged it.
That tiny little thing. Get your kids to do this.
I attempted though. You can see I attempted
there. Just take out all of the areas there, kids, and you'll be done in about a week.
There you go. It's a great school project, right?
It's a great project for them to do.
Totally is. But you actually learn like the city that way. So if you're unfamiliar, your kids are unfamiliar with like where things are, this is a great way to familiarize yourself with it.
That's very true.
So once enlarged, you get these bigger and like street scenes, and this works really well because it's bolder and it's more graphic.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to do Paris today. So I've got this beautiful.
Oh, that's nice. And don't be scared to do your own. If you're Edmonton, do one of Edmonton. If you're Calgary, do one of Calgary.
Places that are special to you or
have
meaning in your life,
that have meaning to you, because that's what your art should mean.
And a whole city.
Do you want me to actually do this?
Well, here we go. We'll actually just show a little bit. I've got one through the Magical TV that's already done, but I want to show you how simple it is, because you don't actually have to use a ruler, but you do have to use a very, very sharp knife.
Be careful with that knife.
You want to be careful, especially with the kids, right? I'm wearing a Band-Aid for a reason, right? So, but don't let that scare you.
I'll hold the sheet.
Oh, thank you. And I'm going to stay far away from your beautiful nails. So
thank you.
We're just going to cut off, and again, no rulers. A little bit of imperfection is nice because it adds that kind of touch of homemade to it. So you cut out the pieces.
Good. Oh, and you're even gonna keep that little street.
I'm gonna keep
that little dead end
bit
street.
there.
You're gonna keep it. Okay.
And you remove it like that. So in the end, you're gonna flip it over, right? And on this side, it's gonna be all white, and that's how you get that beautiful white lace-like effect.
Oh, that's very cool.
So very on trend.
So let's say you've sat there and you've cut them all out. How long did it take you?
That took me 2 hours actually. So
that's
not too long. I think if I'd done the big one, like when I gave up on that one, it was because it was just like, oh my god, too many. But this was relatively a short amount of time. You know, a city's gonna take you longer, but if you did like your neighborhood growing up or something that's really sentimental, you can do that very quickly in a relatively short amount of time.
That's a very smart idea. And blow it up really big.
Blow it up really big. So to take it over the edge, we got beautiful Canson paper. And I love Canson because it comes in so many varieties
What's it
of
called?
different
What
colors.
kind of paper?
Canson paper.
Okay.
So this is available at Curry's or any art supply store.
Okay, art store. You got it. Okay,
Very
so
cheap.
you put this on the colored background.
You do.
And then
you frame it. So of course, a lot of people, and Kimberly touched upon it, art being so expensive, people will often say, well, I can't afford to buy real art. This is one of those places. You go to IKEA, get some really inexpensive gallery frames, and then create this.
That is very nice.
So
a nice shimmery background
for Paris,
there.
you had to be high fashion, right? So we got that metallic Bristol board.
Very nice. Okay, and just one last example right here, because you did so much work, I want to be able to show them.
Oh, thank you. That again, like
nice
2 minutes. That was really simple. It's like a snowflake, right?
Are those the Great Lakes? Is it
Those
Toronto?
are the Great Lakes. They
are.
are.
Oh, good. Phew, I was making stuff up. All right, thank you for that project.
You're most welcome.
Let's go to break. More coming up. Stay with us.
Coming up, fun accessories.
Pass me those little mittens.
These mittens are great.
So these are not supposed to be puppets for the kids.
They are not puppets.
These are actual mittens for your kitchen, and you will not want to get them dirty. Aren't they pretty?
Wow, our third date. I'm into this, but I wonder if she is. I'll take that as a yes.
The 2013 Chevrolet Cruze with mileage system to connect with what really matters. Chevrolet.
Cityline and Hallmark want to help you celebrate those meaningful holiday moments. Tell someone how you feel with a Hallmark greeting card. Bring storytime to life with an interactive story buddy or recordable storybook. And share holiday cheer with magical ornaments. Create your own special moments. Visit Cityline.ca for a chance to win a $2,500 travel voucher, $500 cash, and a $500 Hallmark holiday prize pack. Life is a special occasion. Celebrate it every day with Cityline and Hallmark.
Cabin quiet tuning. Unrivaled interior detail. Welcome to the new compact luxury, the 2012 Buick Verano. Buick, inspire your senses.
Sai joins us to talk a little bit about your international adventures and just sort of incorporating some of your favorite things from around the world into your decor. You travel a lot.
I do.
You see a lot of great things.
I do.
And I'm sure you bring a lot back, don't you?
I do. And luckily now in Canada, we're actually able to buy a lot of these things here locally.
Right.
So all the things that I've chosen are actually from different places around the world, but we can actually get them here locally.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Well, yeah, otherwise, and, you know, it's trying to run around and get them, and I want these to be things that people can actually go out and get.
Okay.
So everything can be found across Canada, doesn't matter where you are. Let's start with this. So Mary Mecco.
Yes.
A lot of us know Mary Mecco fabrics. They are fantastic. I love the colors.
Just hold it up a little bit for us because we've seen.
It up.
I remember when Mary Mecco did a line for H&M because that's the prices that I can afford, people. So I went there and there was just, you know, elbows flailing, everyone trying to get those pieces because they are so beautiful. The fabrics and the patterns, they're gorgeous.
I agree. And they're also interesting. And I mean, you look at it and you know it's Mary Mecco.
Yes, you do.
They've done great with branding. So they've moved their fabrics into tableware. They've moved their fabrics into furniture, they have shower curtains.
Yeah.
And you can also buy the fabric by the meter.
Very nice.
So, you know, if you want to do your own kind of...
Pass me those little mittens.
Aren't these great?
So these are not supposed to be puppets for the kids.
They are not puppets.
These are actual mittens for your kitchen. You will not want to get them dirty. Aren't they pretty?
Yes, and oven mitts are such an
Michael
ugly
Bonaccini,
thing.
You should use these. Very masculine.
He's over there, he wants them.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll do his next segment with these.
Right? Yeah.
He needs those.
So, Mary Mecco.
So, where's Mary Mecco from?
Mary Mecco's Finnish.
Finnish, okay, gotcha.
I got my little flags all set up. So Mary Mecco is from Finland. We'll move along and we'll move to Egypt. So Egypt, let's talk about cottons. Egyptian cotton, we've heard about.
No, it's all about the Egyptian cotton, right?
Egyptian cotton, and you know, there are so many different types of cotton out there, and people are like, well, what's the difference? What's a thread count? What's Egyptian cotton? What's Pima cotton?
Yeah.
So essentially what we're looking at is we're looking at what's called a staple in the cotton. It's kind of like the length of the cotton, and depending on where it's grown in the world, some are longer, some are shorter. Okay. Egyptian cotton, because of the climate, it's longer. So it's softer. There's less knots in attaching the different fibers, so it's a lot softer. So when we see things like Egyptian cotton that have a high thread count, and I just want to explain again what thread count is, because people often ask me, what is a thread count? So a thread count is the horizontal and vertical weave in a 1 square inch of whatever the fabric is. How many horizontal and vertical weaves there are in that 1 square inch. Okay. So the higher you go, the softer it is, because there's less spacing in between.
Okay.
A little bit technical,
so there's
but
less spacing in between, the higher the thread count is.
Right, because the horizontal and vertical weaves are closer together, so you're not going to feel those kind of grooves in between.
Right. Okay. All right.
Count.
So is high thread count always better?
High thread count is a lot better when you're looking at things like towels, when you're looking at things that you would like to be more absorbent. So for sheets, absolutely, because we're at night, we're sleeping and we sweat at night.
Right.
Towels, 100%. Towels, 100%. Well, so, you know, we do. Towels, 100%. We want the thread count to be higher. And Egyptian cotton, again, because those long strands. So then we talk about like Pima cottons, which are very similar to Egyptian cottons, but they come from Peru.
Okay.
Okay.
Very cool information. All right, now we know.
Where are we going to move? Let's move next to Israel.
Let's go over here. Because you are in Tel Aviv quite frequently, yes?
I am, yes, I am. I actually live there. And Israel, I have to say, and I'm a little bit embarrassed, that I did not know Caesar stone was actually from Israel, and probably until about a year ago.
Well, nor did I.
Well,
so there you go.
Well,
so right
and
this
I'm sure
moment.
not exactly.
So
Caesar stone. So what is Caesar stone? People ask me, what's Caesar stone? Why is it different than, let's say, granites or corians or whatnot? Caesar stone is half natural, half man-made stone. So it's quartzes together with man-made product.
Okay.
And it gives it a little bit of a stronger property to it. So when you're talking about countertops, you're talking about, do I worry if it's going to scratch? Is it going to stain? Is it going to whatnot? Caesar stone is a cost-effective way to have a more like a stronger countertop or stronger, you know, whatever it is that you're going to use Caesar stone on.
Yeah, you get that look, and then I know, right?
Yeah,
you get that look, and then you're paying a little bit less money, so it's great. A lot of people are using that option these days.
And what's nice about the Caesar stone is also, as I'm showing you here, is that they've actually started to incorporate kind of designs into it. So it gives a little bit of veining. There's a little bit of veining in it, so people say it tends to look sometimes like granite, sometimes like marbles.
Totally.
But again, the price points are a lot cheaper.
Okay, so let's move along. We've got Italy here.
Let's leave Italy let's do Spain, because we were talking about Spain.
Of course,
Spain is fine. We have to do Spain.
Yes.
Okay, so Spain. So this is actually a brand new product to Canada, and I'm really excited about it. It's actually porcelain, different color porcelain, as well as a different design porcelain.
Yeah.
That's called the Size by Neolith.
Okay.
So what's so different about this?
Are these tiles?
Well, they are tiles, but they're 12-foot tiles.
Ooh.
So as designers, we're always... Aren't they great?
That's very nice.
Yeah, and as you're a great Vanna. And,
I try.
And as designers, we're always saying, you know, what is the next big thing? How can we make something as seamless as possible? Sometimes we're looking to do, and it's very hard to do when we have tiles. You do see the seams, you do see the grout lines. So when you have this company that's now coming out with 12-foot slabs of porcelain. Porcelain is a great material for heat, for non-scratch, so fireplaces, cladding fireplaces, doing mantles, doing things like that. And at 12 foot, we can clad it, and we don't have to worry about the seams.
Amazing. So actually, you've got a picture of
I do have a picture. I just brought it so we kind of get an idea.
No, that's smart for people to see that. So you can see, you're going to see it on the big screen in a second, folks. But see how big those slabs are? That's great.
Fantastic.
Okay, so now Italy.
Italy's great. Italy
good
has
things come from
so
Italy.
much.
Lots of good things.
Food, fashion, design, everything. So let's actually start with Lithos Design. So this is actually, again, a brand new product to Canada. And what it is Italians, I love Italians, they're so smart, take limestone, and they can actually build and carve into the limestone design so that we can actually get wall panels from limestone. What does this actually then look like?
That is very rich.
Very rich. It's very luxe.
Love that.
So if we look at this,
holy moly!
isn't that gorgeous?
Check that out.
Yeah. Absolutely
yeah,
gorgeous.
if that is your bathroom, is that a bathroom? Is that a living room?
That
is
is a waiting room.
You're doing well if this is in your house. That's all I'm trying to say
But
here.
let's make the point also that as luxurious as it looks, it's actually really great price points.
It is.
It starts at about $140 a square foot. So, you know, you don't this is not meant for something, this is obviously overkill, but we're thinking to do maybe a feature wall, not a huge space. And this is really cost effective and inexpensive when you're thinking, you know, maybe I was going to put marble on the wall or maybe I was going to do some other kind of stone. This makes a lot more sense.
We started by talking about Marimekko,
did.
and we didn't show that beautiful chaise there. If we can just get a shot of that. We are actually going to give that chaise away. But here's who we're going to give it to. We're going to give it away via Twitter.
Yes.
So the Twitter account that you must follow is @Cityline.ca, and you've got to answer the question. What's the question?
Well, what we didn't touch on was how Marimekko came to North America, and we'll just do that quickly before we ask the question.
Yes, but don't give the answer.
Don't give the answer.
Because that's the sort of thing I would do.
You would do that?
I would,
Okay.
by accident. So you just give the question.
Marimekko was actually brought to North America by one of America's leading, let's say, leading first ladies, who was really a fashion icon in the 60s.
Stop talking.
Okay, nothing.
You said too much.
Okay, fashion icon. So
okay,
the
fashion
question is,
icon, U.S. First Lady.
Yes.
She brought Marimekko into the United States.
Yes.
Get on Twitter right now,
Yes.
@Cityline.ca, and you will get the chaise, which is very nice.
Yes,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Shai. Let's
You're
go to
welcome.
break.
Thank you, EQ3.
Stay with us. EQ3. Thank you.
Coming up, creating a focal point.
So when you get sick of the chaise and the sofa and the art, you just put a naked man there. Right?
Okay, Trace.
Would that not be the focal point for you?
Wow, our third date. I'm into this, but I wonder if she is. I'll take that as a yes.
The 2013 Chevrolet Cruze with mileage system to connect with what really matters. Chevrolet.
Cityline and Hallmark want to help you celebrate those meaningful holiday moments. Tell someone how you feel with a Hallmark greeting card. Bring storytime to life with an interactive story buddy or recordable storybook. And share holiday cheer with magical ornaments. Create your own special moments. Visit Cityline.ca for a chance to win a $2,500 travel voucher, $500 cash, and a $500 Hallmark holiday prize pack. Life is a special occasion. Celebrate it every day with Cityline and Hallmark.
Cabin quiet tuning. Unrivaled interior detail. Welcome to the new compact luxury, the 2012 Buick Verano. Buick, inspire your senses.
Christine DeCosta joins us from Dabble magazine, and you are the style and trends lady.
That's
so you
right.
have brought so much beautiful stuff for us today. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I like to talk about trends that I absolutely love in Dabble magazine. So today I brought in 3 fall trends that I absolutely adore. And the first one is ombre.
Yes.
And this is a great pattern to have in your home. Ombre means shade in French. So in that way, you go from light to dark, and there's just some beautiful pieces.
We see this in hair now as well.
That's
you see it
right.
in clothing, you
And
see it in
clothes.
hair, you see it in vases, in the plates over here.
And glasses.
So it's everywhere, and it's really, there's something really nice and subtle about it.
Exactly. It's a
gorgeous.
very
See, there you
nice
go.
pattern,
From
but
gray
you
to
can do
white.
it in bright colors or very subtle.
Lovely. Okay.
Then the second trend that I absolutely love is combining yellow and gray.
Look
now,
at what you did with your nails.
Well, you
Can
know.
we show them, please? Because she's really committed, is what she is. So she's got gray, 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 yellow. That's the big nail trend now. People are just doing
That's
one
right.
nail in a different color. You're a hot mama. Look at you. Okay, so gray and yellow.
So gray and yellow. So gray is your go-to neutral color nowadays,
Yes,
right?
it is.
But when you add yellow to it, you've got a really powerful combination. And what I really like about it is not too girly, so men will like this in the rooms too.
true.
And you can go any way. Like here's a gorgeous pillow from LT that you could just throw on a sofa.
Yes.
You could go shower curtain. So you can add yellow
is
and
that what
gray.
this
Yeah,
is?
that's a shower curtain from West
that's
Elm.
very nice.
And this is the bath mat. So you can add these colors. Look at the beautiful pottery in the bowls from
That's
Crate
gorgeous.
and Barrel. Isn't that stunning? And
Very
then
nice.
lamps. You can just add it as an accessory in your family room.
Yeah.
And beautiful pottery, again, from Crate and Barrel.
Yeah, I do find that some of us shy away from the nice bright colors like yellow, but when you've got it paired with a nice neutral like gray, it's a little bit less scary.
Yeah, and
right?
you know what? Like,
brings it down a little bit.
And you know what? With the fall weather coming, it's just, you just want to warm up to colors like this. So that's, I really like this color combination.
Okay, so we've got some ombre going on, we've got some gray and yellow going on. What else do you love?
My last trend that I absolutely love for the fall is menswear inspired patterns and fabric. So now in fashion, you see a lot of houndstooth, a lot of argyle and plaids. And I just absolutely love having these patterns in your home. Like, look at this gorgeous throw from Urban Barn.
Are they all throws?
Well, this is a computer bag. So, I mean, if you wanted to add some of the menswear, it's in a, you know, a girly plaid, but which I absolutely love.
Yeah, I love
this
that.
argyle throw, that's absolutely stunning. And the other thing is brushed metals. Anything with a gorgeous patina copper. Again, it's very mensweary, not very girly-ish.
Yes.
But again, it just adds a luxe and a bit of glam to a room. And look at this gorgeous argyle rug.
Oh,
Put this
okay.
in
so
an
we've got the rug here,
entranceway.
and we also have this. So is this also considered to be sort of
This is a very mensweary,
menswear-inspired?
Again, beautiful patina to this bar cart. And then look at this gorgeous chair in houndstooth. I love it. So imagine having two of these in your room. Accessorize it with yellow, and you've just got a stunning, stunning room. With
You've got almost all of your trends in one.
All of your trends.
Put it on an ombre rug, and you're done.
Okay, maybe not
there
that
you
far.
go. Thank you very much for that. Lovely, the gorgeous pieces. Yeah, you can give her a hand. Or we can go over here with Kimberly. And we're back into our a Spanish-inspired set. But, you know, I love that you like to give us options when it comes to how we're going to put our decor. So you've got 3 different looks.
I do.
Using the same room.
Absolutely.
Right?
So I love trends, but the reality is when you're decorating your home, you really want to rely on the principles of design to get you through, regardless of what your style is. Contemporary, modern, traditional, it doesn't matter. You want to rely on principles. One of the principles that we always focus on as interior designers is the focal point of the room. So if you have a great space with big, wide windows that overlooks the sea or the lake or something like that, you've got a focal point. A huge fireplace, you've got a focal point. But when those things are missing, what is the focal point? In this room that we have here, which you guys saw before, clearly the sofa is going to become the focal point because it just pops out at you. It really grabs your attention. So one of the dangers if you don't choose a focal point is it will be selected for you.
Yes.
So let's say you have an all neutral, all white or all beige living room. At the end of the day, you come through the door from work, you take off your bright red jacket, you throw it on the sofa. Guess what the focal point is?
Your red jacket.
Exactly.
On the sofa.
You're messy.
You don't really
like you're
want
thrown
everybody
where it
seeing.
doesn't belong, right? So it's important to determine, especially if you don't have a natural focal point, what's going to be the focal point of the room.
Yeah.
So here it is, the sofa. But let me show you quickly, if we can swap out this art wall for the art wall that's behind it, how you can manipulate the focal point if you're tired of it.
Okay.
So for example, this is a pretty bright sofa. But if you want to take the attention from a sofa that's got this kind of weight and this kind of impact, you have to do something dramatic.
Yes.
So dramatic is attention getting. Anything that's asymmetrical is more dramatic than something that's symmetrical. So the pictures don't quite match up. There's lots of bright color. Suddenly, if you walked into the room or if you saw a photograph, your eye would be drawn to the artwork instead of the sofa. It's one of the reasons I say this all the time. I'm not a big fan of feature walls often because often if it's a paint color, for example, right now we have fossil on the wall, beautiful neutral color.
Yeah.
But let's say I had a purple wall. If you have a purple feature wall in an all-white space, the only thing everybody notices is the purple wall.
That's it.
And very often that paint, you know, $24 for the, you know, tin of paint or whatever, is not the thing you want to bring people's attention to. In my mind, the paint is there to support the other purchases that were a lot more money. You use the paint to make everything else look good.
Yeah, good
but
point.
Choosing artwork to be a focal point, to me, that completely works for me. It makes me so happy.
Okay.
Now, if we are feeling a little Spanish and we want to be a little bit crazy, a little bit more daring, I would swap out these white chairs This one's just going to disappear through the magic of television.
I don't want to take a seat right there.
There we go.
It's gone. Ooh,
and
look at that.
I asked Shai if I could borrow his Marimekko chaise because now that's going to steal the thunder, right? When you walk in the room, that's what's going to happen. For most of us, this, and this, a little bit too adventurous, I'll give you, right?
Yeah.
But for those who really crave something dynamic and exciting and want to make a statement, this totally works.
Very nice.
Right?
So
for me, I'd skip the chaise. I'd put the white chairs back in, and I'd let the artwork steal the show. And we went to LT to do all these purchases. You know, often the designers, we're always kind of talking about how we go there, but we go there because their inventory is so vast.
They got everything.
And because we can move and groove and make things happen there, and we love that.
So when you get sick of the chaise and the sofa and the art, you just put a naked man there. Right?
Okay, Trace.
Would that not be the focal point for you?
Well, Michael Bonaccini's Michael.
We need a new focal point.
Come here, honey. Come here, honey. My husband wants Michael to live with us too.
Oh, he does.
He does.
Because Michael's just that good.
His cooking,
He's
yeah.
great.
We both want him.
Let's go to break. We got more coming up. Stay with us.
You think you're nice. You think you're calm and lay on that camera?
Cityline and Hallmark want to help you celebrate those meaningful holiday moments. Tell someone how you feel with a Hallmark greeting card. Bring storytime to life with an interactive story buddy or recordable storybook. And share holiday cheer with magical ornaments. Create your own special moments. Visit Cityline.ca for a chance to win a $2,500 travel voucher, $500 cash, and a $500 Hallmark holiday prize pack. Life is a special occasion. Celebrate it every day with Cityline and Hallmark.
Cabin quiet tuning. Unrivaled interior detail. Welcome to the new compact luxury, the 2012 Buick Verano. Buick, inspire your senses.
You know their names.
Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Sandman, the Tooth Fairy, Jack Frost. You guys know each other?
Sandy, knock him out. With the dream, Sandy, you Gumby.
Whoa.
But what you don't know is their secret. We protect the world. Come on!
Whoops.
Here we go! Who's with me? DreamWorks Rise of the Guardians.
In the kitchen, Michael, you are going to make a sexy sauce. I just call it sexy because of how it sounds. Say it, what it's called?
It's called romesco sauce.
See, does that not sound sexy?
Right?
It could mean like peanut sauce. I don't know. It just sounds really good.
It's very close to peanut sauce. Yes,
wow.
There are nuts in there.
That was a stab in the dark.
This is a classic French sauce. Again, coming from northern Spain.
Okay.
It has a number of really summery ingredients, but the foundation are the nuts, the almonds and hazelnuts in it. So I've got a couple of sea scallops in a pan which are cooking off nicely. I'm going to ask you to keep an eye on those, give them a little jiggle every once in a while.
I will do that.
You're in charge of the scallops.
Do you want to mostly use this kind of a sauce with seafood?
You can use this sauce with just about anything, whether it is grilled or roast vegetables, whether it is grilled, pan-fried, seafood, meat, fish, poultry. It goes with all of those, makes a great table spread, and it's also wonderful in a sandwich. So very versatile.
So
you make the sauce, yes.
Or on with the meal, or
exactly.
appetizer.
It acts as a sauce. It acts as a wonderful flavor accent.
Very nice.
You put it into a jar in the fridge, and it's good to go for a week or more.
Okay, I have to focus now on my scallops.
We're going to focus.
Okay,
so we
what's the
take
next
one
step?
red pepper, which we cut in half, remove the seeds and the core, and we just put that onto a little roasting pan. You can tear it up. We take one whole head of garlic, cut it in half, again on a sheet.
So we're roasting these?
We're roasting all of these off, yes.
Okay.
We're going to cut the core out of a tomato.
You don't even take the skin off the...
Not the skin off at this point,
garlic?
because the roasting will help take that skin off for us. So as long as we take the core out.
Okay.
And these are wonderful heirloom tomatoes right now. Give them a little score so the heat gets through.
I hope I can turn these because I feel like I can.
You can turn them. That's
okay,
perfect.
this one
Look
maybe
at that.
not so much. You go back.
Once that's been put on the pan, we then just add a good lashing of olive oil to it. Just like that.
Now, how long does it usually take to properly roast them? About 40 minutes?
These are about an hour, hour and 15, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. A little dried hot chilies there.
Yeah.
Once that's been roasted off, this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's all wonderfully roasted down. A lot of the juice has come out of the tomatoes and peppers.
And you know it's going to taste so much better when it's roasted,
wonderful.
right?
I mean, just eating it like that would be terrific with a piece of crusty bread.
Yes.
And the skin just comes off the tomatoes just like that.
Okay.
So easy just to pull it off the tomatoes.
My issue with roasting vegetables is that I never think about it ahead of time.
No, you don't, exactly.
And then you know it's going to take
an hour to wait.
An hour to wait.
Starving.
Yeah. So you got to do it. You got to think about it ahead of time.
And then the garlic, you just squeeze the garlic out of the roasted garlic, just like that.
Very nice.
Once all of our roasting is done, you then take your ingredients, or actually we take our almonds, our Marcona almonds.
Yeah.
This we can turn off now.
Okay.
And let that just cook from the heat of the pan.
Good.
These are roasted Marcona almonds. Again, they're very famous almonds from Spain. Hazelnuts that have been roasted and toasted, likewise.
Nice.
We just give this a little blitz in a food processor. I brought the mini one today because I couldn't find the big one.
That's good enough.
Just exactly.
That's the trick.
Just to get that to a sandy texture.
Yep.
Then we add some of our tomatoes. In it goes. Our roasted peppers. Our roasted buds of garlic.
Nice.
Which is delicious. And when it's roasted like this.
Isn't it so good?
It is so
warned you
good.
To have breakfast
so
before
good.
You come. I did. Because there's nothing worse than watching this on an empty stomach.
I know. I've been eating the prosciutto all morning.
Yes.
And all we do is we put the juice in there because that's the best part. That's really lots of flavor.
Okay.
Then we put our lid back on. Give that another good old blitz. And then we drizzle in our olive oil. And really, once we've drizzled in our olive oil, it's almost like making a pesto. We add a touch of olive oil, we will blitz it, we'll adjust our seasoning with a little salt and pepper. We add a drop of sherry vinegar for that balance of acidity. Once it's complete, you should have a sauce that looks just like this.
That looks
wonderful, vibrant orange color.
Yeah.
That's the perfect consistency.
Oh my gosh, she says. I know.
Just like a pesto.
It's that good.
You taste it as you go along, so it's that balance of the acidity from the vinegar, the tomato, the pepper, the olive oil. If it's a little thin, you add some dry, crusty bread to it, blitz it through, and that'll thicken it up. If it's a little on the thin, if it's too thick, you then add more oil, or you can add a touch more water to it. Or
How easy? Okay, so you're seeing, if you go to Spain, you see people eating this all the time. It's incorporated into a lot of different meals.
It's part of a meal. It would be certainly served at many, many tapas bars.
Yes.
And any cooking a la plancha, which is on a solid grill over sea salt. Really easy and delicious.
Very nice.
To plate, just a good
And they're in the audience, they're like, well, when are you serving it to me, Michael? Okay, I know it's all over
my
Spain.
place. That's right. We'll put 3 beautiful sea scallops, just like that.
Okay.
We'll take a few of the seedling greens. We'll take some more of the Marcona olives, and we'll just give them a little crush up like that.
Do you find that a lot of the food in Spain is on the lighter side? Because this to me is very nice, and I like the idea of eating tapas because you're only having a little bit of each thing.
You're absolutely right.
Which is a healthy way to eat.
They eat very late at night. Tapas bars are absolutely packed.
Right.
This you would have with a nice dry glass of sherry, but there are some places where you go for a wonderful hunk of meat at these restaurants that cook a la plancha, 2 inches thick, and they just serve it with a sauce. Could be onions, anchovies, that sort of thing, sliced super thin, red, blue in the inside, and absolutely delicious.
Oh, wow.
And then side vegetables.
You had a good time in Spain.
I had a great time.
Yes, all right. Let's go to break. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Very nice. And what was that?
What if Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Jack Frost, the Sandman, and the Tooth Fairy were the greatest superheroes the world had ever seen? Whoops. Here we go! On November 21st, It is our job to protect the world. The Guardians will rise.
It's time to pull out all the stops. Who's with me?
DreamWorks' Rise of the Guardians.
I don't like it. Painted red.
There's an invitation across the nation to jump on something sweet. They'll be laughing and singing and taste buds playing, flavor in the street. Oh, yeah.
Professionals, we salute you. The ones who take on many roles to get every job done the right way. The professional workhorses. the professional earth movers, the professional power generators. So if you're the type that wants to do everything like a professional, then stop driving an amateur's truck. The GMC Sierra HD. We are professional grade.
Well, Scotty's recently helped to transform the oncology patient lounge at Sunnybrook Health Sciences in support of Breast Cancer Month. We're going to draw for the Scotty's prize pack with accessories to add style to your home, and everyone is going to take home limited edition Scotty's gift packs. Enjoy that. Audience questions, let's get to them. We've got one for you, Kimberly. This is from Michelle. Michelle, what would you like to ask?
Hi, Kim. I'm interested in some ideas for redoing the front of my house. I have a long concrete walkway right up the middle, so I'd like to get rid of that and maybe do something along the side. And I'd like to keep the tree, but get rid of the dead grass.
Okay.
She doesn't want to keep her dead grass.
Dead grass just means you're you want to conserve water, and we appreciate
That's
that.
what it means.
We do appreciate that. Beautiful home, by the way. It's a shared home. It's a duplex, so you can see that there's 2 front doors here. And at the moment, there's a central walkway that comes down the middle of both units. And this is the beautiful tree that Michelle's talking about. So my suggestion is this. You said that your neighbor is going to do something to his walkway as well. I would love to see you remove the plantings that are blocking the side of the house, because I feel like it's really closing in on the front door. Let's do a series of urns, and you guys will have to share the cost of this one, I guess. You'll have to split it. All right? And then the awning that you have, Michelle says it's from the 50s. It really is, but what I like about it is it's so practical. You know, we live in a country where it rains, where it snows, so I love the idea that you would have something over the front door. So I would suggest doing a dark metal awning and then keeping those front doors black. I think that works really well. Then what I would do is expand the size of the stairs in the middle, create a landing through the center of the yard completely. The tree, by the way, is still there. It's just in front here. But add a railing there, and that's going to eliminate the majority of your grass. And then if you really don't want grass, because the reality is if you're working all day, it's hard to have time to water it and all that kind of stuff, you could plant a ground cover, something like periwinkle. Once it takes, it's really full and lush, and it doesn't require as much water. Yeah. And then you at least can eliminate having to mow the lawn. So nice problem to have. But Michelle, I was chatting and I don't know, not paying attention. I gave you 2 windows on the 2nd floor instead of 1. So don't do that. You have 1 window, it's perfect.
Okay, we've got time to get to one more question. This one is going to be for you, Shai. It's from Tasha. What would you like to ask?
Okay, so I move into my own apartment next month. I am renting, so my landlord has given me free range to do whatever I would like. So my question would be to take that dated kitchen, how can I update it without having to spend a lot of money?
Okay, so great question. Cheap and cheerful. I get asked this all the time. Moving into my first rental, what can I do? You're lucky. Sometimes landlords don't let people do things to the structure or to the actual home itself, but you're lucky in the sense that he will. So what I'd like to do actually is your cabinets are kind of that old 80s style that have the rail at the bottom and the melamine top. So what we were talking about was actually stripping the rail and actually doing kind of like a shabby chic finish. What Tasha was telling me is that she has a lot of pieces that seem to be very eclectic. Her and her mom like to refinish things by themselves, which is fantastic. So we can actually then remove the stain on that, restain it in something like a whitewash. Then she has this table over here, which the idea of, it almost looks butcher block. I think it would be fantastic if we cut the legs down a little bit, put casters on the bottom, and whitewash that as well. So it gives it almost like an island butcher block look, and it's really inexpensive. You're not buying any new pieces. For the backsplash, which was kind of the final point we touched on, Home Depot and I think Rona as well have these fabulous pasted tiles. So they're like rubber, and you can actually put them on your backsplash instead of actually doing a tile work. So it looks like tile, but when you actually go up and feel it, you're like, oh my God, that's rubber. It's not real tile. Inexpensive, easy way to do. And if in the end the landlord doesn't like it, you can always peel them off, and it's back to what it was. So.
Good suggestions. We had those tiles on the show just a couple weeks ago.
They're fantastic, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Cheap and cheerful.
Thank you so much for all of your content today.
Thank you.
I hope you have a great day. See you tomorrow on Cityline.